Hey guys, Pankaj here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about Python logging. So let's see what and all I have today. Yeah, so under logging, we'll see its definition, what are various logging and their priority, what is the basic config of the log, what are various supported formatting parameters, what is file handler, what is stream handler, and how to log data in a single file from various imported modules. Okay, so let's see its definition. So logging means tracking the events that happen when software runs, right? So whenever you are running your setup program, then definitely a lot of event takes place, right? So that is getting captured. Logging is important for software developing, debugging, and running. Why it is important? Because let's say your logging is enabled and your program crashes, right? So what and all has happened just before crashing, everything is logged in the log file, so that you can easily go to the log file and analyze all the set of events and understand the root cause of the crash. Okay. So next thing is some developers are using a lot of print statement to validate its statements are executed correctly or some error has occurred. Okay, so this is also like it is okay to use print statement, but for very small set of program. But for large set of program, it is not recommended. It is going to fail. Okay, so logging will be used only when you are going to use large set of whenever you are going to write large set of programs. Okay, so let's see what is the types of logging and their priority. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different log levels and their set of priority. So debug will have very less priority and critical will be very high priority. So whenever you are going to set any log level, let's say you are setting warning, right? So warning and higher than warning levels will be logged in the log file. Below that level, it is not going to be logged. If you're setting log level as debug, so debug and other higher level, right? Like info, warning, error, and critical will also be logged. Okay, so let's see some example and understand this logging mechanism. So let me restart the program now. Okay, so to enable the logging mechanism, we have something called logging library. Okay, and I'm going to give alias as LG. Okay, so using LG, I can use LG dot, let's say debug. This is debug message. Now I'll write info, then I'll write warning, error. Okay, let's run this. So if you see here by default, only warning and higher version enabled. Okay. So since default is warnings, that's why you don't see debug and info is getting printed, right? Only warning, error, and critical is getting printed because those are having high priority. So if you set warning level, so warning and above those levels will also get printed. Okay. So this is very basic logging mechanism. So whenever you are going to print any statement, you use one of the label and give the message. Okay. Now how to enable other message also. So what you can do, you can use lg.basicconfig. There is one function here by which you can set the label. So you can have one label parameter you see here. So a lot of other parameters are supported. So let me talk about the label first. So label.lg, as I mentioned, logging will support these labels. So you can use any one of them using case sensitive. Okay. So I'll enable debug and let's see what happens. Okay, so you see still it is running, right? Why? Because whenever you run a file, right? So basic logger module is already enabled, which is having some set of parameter. Okay, so to override that, you need to run the program again. Okay, so after running the module, I have enabled the debug. Sorry, before running this, I need to enable it, not here. Okay, so let's run this again. Yeah. So this time I have enabled the label as debug, right? So you see all the debug message along with higher level than debug is also getting printed. Okay, that's how you control the basic debugging. Okay, so now let's see what and all other logs are supported here. So basic config of log, that is this one. Okay, if you see here, it does support a lot of other keyworded argument. So one we have already seen label. Then you can do like use the file name also. Okay, so if you enable the file name, your console will not be showing any output. From that time onwards, it is going to log all the logs of various level into the file, whatever name is provided. Okay, file mode by default it is append. So if file is created, then it will keep appending the log in the file, whatever is given. Format we'll see shortly. And label I have already shown you. The stream also I'll show. Handler also I'll show. Okay. So let's see some other label. So this time what I'll do, I'll just use file name equal to, let's say, test.log. Okay. So now once you run this, what will happen? It is going to print all the log after that time. Like the moment you enable the file name, right? It is going to log all the logs into the file log test.log. Okay, so let's run the program again. Okay, so let me disable this. I'm just going to comment. Later you can uncomment and run it. Okay. Okay, so now you see this part is executed, but I don't see any output, right? Why? Because now I'm going to capture all the logs into the file name. Okay, so what is my file name? Logtest.log. So let's see whether this file has been created or not. Logtest.log. Yeah, see here debug info warning critical. If you run this again, what will happen? It is going to run again and going to log all the files here. Let me refresh. Yeah, since it is in append mode, it will keep appending the logs into the same file. Okay, that is this part, the basic one. Now let's talk about with some more formatting parameters. Okay, so again, this I'll comment and let's use this particular part. So what are various formatting parameters? So first, I'm going to log into the file name called log.test.log. Okay, label name, and here we have something called format. So let me show you logging formatting. There are a lot of parameters which you should be aware of it. Logging parameters in yeah. So whenever you are going to format your log, right? So these are the attribute name which you can use. Okay. So most commonly used are like file name. Then we have ASCII time, function name if you are going to run the log within the function, right? So function name can also be captured. What is the label name, like debug info warning error? What is the label number? So instead of label name, you can use the number also. Okay, but we are going to use label name only. What is the line number? This is very important parameter because let's say some crashes happen. So which particular line of that code has created that problem, right? So it will be better to capture that line number also. Message, and in case you're running in the module, so module can also be captured. Then in case you would like to include the path name of that file, that can also be captured here. Okay, so let's see a couple of them. So all the format has to be exactly the same name, whatever is created. So let me just copy. So under format, you can put double quote, put this, and another format parameter or attribute you would like to include, then it has to be separated by colon. Please remember that. Okay, so I'm going to rearrange this later, but let's see that. File name, then I'll use label names, colon. Then what else we have? Line number of that particular code. Then message, of course, whatever message you're going. This message is nothing but the one which you are putting here. Okay, that message will also get included. Then what we have, I think this should be good enough. Later, if you want, you can try any other parameter also. Okay, so let's run with this and see what is happening. Okay, so I'm going to run my code again. Okay, so let's refresh this. I think there is some issue. Let me find out what is the issue. Is it format or something else? Let me just quickly check. Format equal to okay. Okay. Time. What exactly the error message? Deep partial test. Okay. All looks okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot to comment this one. Now let me run again. Okay, now let's see the log. Yeah, now it is capturing. So I'll delete the older log and let's run from scratch and see. So this is your basic log and this is a logging. Okay, let's refresh the file now. Yeah. So you see here in the code, we have included the ASCII time. So ASCII time, they have already formatted. So this will be like year followed by month and the date and the timing. And this comma is nothing but, I don't know why they have put comma, but this could have included with like dot or maybe colon. Okay, so after comma, whatever number you see, that is nothing but millisecond. Okay. And after that, your label name, that is your debug info warning or something, and which line number. Okay, so this particular thing is present in the line number 1. This is line number 2. Okay, and this is your message. Okay, so let's beautify a little bit more so that you can understand properly. So what I'll do, I'll format using file name. So where is the file name attribute? So I'll put in a different way. So let's add the file name here, then colon, then after file name, let's put that line number, in which line number that particular error is coming or the message is coming, then followed by ASCII time. Yeah, that makes sense. Then followed by label name and their message, correct? So let's put this under bracket, colon ASCII time and label name. Okay, label name also I am going to include under just right after the line number. Okay. And this label name, let's remove this. Then finally ASCII time and message. Okay. So let's run this again and see what happens. I'm deleting this file. Let me save it. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah. So this is your file name. So right now, since I'm running from the notebook, right? So notebook is having different extension, right? That's why you see the big number. But in case you are running from PyCharm or Spider, it will be exactly the file name.py and which line number and what is their log level, that is debug. Okay. And after that timestamp and after that millistamp and millisecond, and finally you have the message. Okay, so if you see here, right, it is still having, a lot of zigzag printing statement. So better to do some space formatting. Okay, so what I can do, I can include some uniform space here. So after line number, let's say, yeah, after log level, I want some space. So what I can do here, maybe 10 space or maybe 5 space to make it more aligned. And here ASCII time, I can give 5 space. Space is okay. Then here I can give 5 space. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, let's see the log. Is it saved or not? Okay. Label. Okay. Let's see this time. Okay, so let me find out why it is not taking space. If I remove this bracket, will it help or not? Line number D. Oh, label name and label number. Okay. Fine. Okay, I'll put some different formatting. Let's see if that solves. So instead of this format, I'm going to take this one. Okay. I'm going to run again and let's see if this solves it. Yeah, this makes sense. So here you have the file number, then ASCII time, and the millisecond, which module, and your debug info, and this is debug message, this is your mod, the message which you have put, and I put everywhere same debug message, right? So let me just format it. This is your info message, this is your warning, this is your error, critical, error. Okay, so let's run again and see what happens. Okay, so now everything is fine. Debug info warning error. And this is also like which time it got created, right? So that also I'm using. So in case you don't want, just remove it. Okay, so this is how you control. Now let's say you would like to capture only warning and error and critical, or maybe error and critical, right? So all you can do is just change this to error. Okay, so for that you need to run the program again, so that configuration, whatever is changed, it is taken into effect. So let it get over. Yeah. Now let's see the program. Loaded. What happened? Sorry for the typo. Okay, now it got over. Let's see the file is proper or not. Yeah. So now it is taking only error and critical. Okay. So that's how you control the log level by using different names. Okay, now let's see, there's a scenario where you're writing multiple modules, right? While developing the package. So each module is handling their own way of logging, right? And that is getting logged to the file. So how to create file handler for that, and how to capture the log from various module, imported module into a single file. Okay, so that we'll see under file handler. So let's create a file here. So I'm going to comment this part. Okay, so before that, I'm going to develop one small module. Let's say Python 3. Not this one. Rather, I'll create a text file. Save this as Python file. So let me write the code here. Log module test.py. Okay. And I'm going to write all those names. Import logging as LG. Okay, so for that, what we have, of course, you need to import a log file first, sorry, logging module as give some alias in case you want. Then first thing we have to do is get the logger name first. Okay, so by default, logger will be your root logger. Okay, so earlier, if you see in our previous example, it was getting logged right in one file or maybe in the console. But now this time we are going to log in the form of module. Okay, so for that you need to have names. Those who doesn't know like what is underscore underscore name underscore underscore, so please watch my function and module video where I have talked about this. Why it is required, I'll also let you guys know. Okay, then once logger is created, then you can set from the logger, there is a function called set level. So here you can define set level logging.debug or lg.debug. Okay, now after that you are going to create a file where you are going to log all the log file. So the file name is module.log. So what you can do under LG, we have another function called file handler. Using this function, you can create the file name whichever you want. Okay. And after that, we have something called stream handler. This stream handler is required to log into console. Okay. So in case you would like to not just, you want into the log file, but at the same time, you would like to see in the console also, then stream handler handler is required. Okay, after that we have formatter. So this using this formatter variable, you can create one global formatter and you can call it wherever you want, like whichever log file or whichever stream handler you like to format, just store this in variable or object. Okay, so this is same thing which I've used here also. If you see my code, yeah. So instead of writing under basic config, I'm just writing in the handler. Okay, once handler is done, then just use file handler dot set formatter, call this object, and stream handler dot set formatter, use same object. Okay, so I'll show all those things without this first so that you can understand what is happening. So logger dot add handler. So once all the handler is created and all set, then you can start logging by using add handler. Okay, so this is duplicate, I'll just remove it. This I'll show later. So let me save my module. So what is the module name? Log module test.py, right? Let's import this part. Yeah. So this time what I'm going to do here, import logging as this, import log module dot test. Okay. So the moment you import this particular part, right? So I can add some functions also here. So let's say def one. So here what you can do, logger dot debug, or maybe let's set warning. This is func1 warning. Okay, similarly, you can have critical. This is func2 critical. I'm just giving one example. Okay, now let's call this particular func1 from this module itself and func2. Okay, let's save it. And now let's run this particular part. So if you see here in my coding, I'm just importing logging module and log module.test. Okay, now I'm going to run and see what is happening. Okay, it got executed. Let's see whether log is created or not. Log module.test. Okay, and where is that module test.log? Yeah, module.log. If you see module.log, let me just delete this and run again. Okay, now it is over. Let's see the log, what it has captured. Okay, so what it is capturing, log module test.py. So if you see here, right, earlier it used to be file name, right? So now why it is coming like this? Because if you see my code, here I have given, where is the code now? Yeah, I have given the name, right? So this name is nothing but whenever you are running this particular file, let's say you are running this file standalone from Spider or PyCharm, right? So your file name will be underscore underscore main underscore underscore. But now this file is getting imported as a module in different file, right? That's why file name will get changed to its module name. That is log module test. And that's what is coming here. Okay. Then this will be same as whatever we have seen earlier. And the message is coming from func1 because we have given one attribute called we are capturing the function name also, right? That's why you see function name, then their log level name and their message. Okay. Now, what about this particular message, where it went? So let's say you would like to include logging of this particular file also where logging module is getting imported, right? So what you can do, I can just run this particular part. See here. So my log level is already set as what? Where is the debug? Yeah, so you see log level is set to debug, right? That was the reason these logs are not getting set here because that log level is set for this particular module, right? But what about this particular file where we are running this? So here what you need to do, you need to do copy paste of same thing here and run the log completely. Okay. So file under set formatter, just go to this part. Okay, so we are going to get logger name. So logger name will be nothing but your underscore underscore name, that is your main function. And I'm going to append the same log in the module.log. Okay. Then here debug label, because I would like to capture all the logs, correct? And log setter formatter will be same. Then file under set formatter.formatter. And at then what you can do, you just call this add handler. Okay, so now let's run this program and see what is happening. Okay, I will uncomment this so that we can see the log. Yeah. Okay, so add handler, file handler, that's fine. Then what is missing? Logger. Okay, I did not use the logger, right? So what you can do, since I've changed the logger, right? Yeah, we have created the logger. So this is the mistake which like everyone does, right? So earlier we were using logging, right? Which was alias by LG, correct? So this LG needs to be replaced by logger. So all you need to do is just replace it. Okay, so now it is coming. Okay, so by this also, if you see the file name, right? Yeah. So log module test is coming from where? for this particular log, which is like the one which module you created. And these particular logs are coming from the file where module log got imported. That is logging.file, correct? So if you run again, then this will get captured here. You see the message? Yeah. It is clearly telling I am coming from this particular file, and these logs are belonging to log module test.py. Okay. So now let's see here. So since you have added the log right to the logging file, so it is getting captured. But what about this console output? This console output is not coming the way we want, right? So we would like to have a similar format or similar formatter to be applicable for this console output also, right? So what to do? What changes are required? And that's where your stream handler will come into picture. So if you see file handler, this is for file. Now, if you enable the stream handler, means you are enabling the similar kind of formatting to the console output also, right? So just enable this and add the logger add handler as add handler to stream handler. Okay. So now let's save this file and run this file again and see the magic. Okay, stream handler is not defined. Where it is not defined. I forgot to uncomment this. Yeah, let's save it because we have to create the stream handler object also, right? Log into console. Yeah. Now let's run it. I will delete all those logs. Let's create from fresh. Yeah. Okay, so let's see the log now. Logs are coming fine. And did I include stream handler here? No, not yet, right? So we have added file handler, but now we would like to include similar thing for the console also. So let's create the stream handler for this. So we'll add this line, which is already added. I just have to uncomment. And the next line will be add to the handler. Okay. Log handler, stream handler, and we have to do stream handler formatter also, right? Because we need to include the same formatting, right? Now let's run it. Okay, you see the magic here. Excuse me. So you are getting the same kind of formatting in the log file as well as in the console. This was the idea of having the stream handler. Okay, so now you pretty much know how exactly this file handling logging will work and how you can manipulate the formatting for the console output. Okay, so this is the way you do that. So that's what was about file handler and stream handler, and how to log data into single file, which you have already seen. Just include the module and use the same kind of module log, whichever you have included in the module test. Okay, then it will start logging because it is always opening in the append mode. So whatever logs are coming, everything get appended to the same log. Okay, so yeah, so that's all. I hope you enjoyed this logging mechanism, and I would suggest please start using it rather using a lot of print statement in your big Python module file. Okay, so this will give you a lot of flexibility. You can do a lot of formatting. You can include a lot of parameters in the logging details. Okay, so let's see one more thing here, how to capture the log or exception trace. Okay, so we have something called, let's say I'm going to logger dot, we have something called exception. Other than these labels, right, we do have something called exception. And here, let's say I'm going to catch, let's say 1 divided by 0. Okay, see what is happening. So division by 0 error is coming. Okay, but since it is terminating the program because we are not catching it, right? So how to catch? Using try and except. So those who doesn't know what is try and except, I would say please go back to my previous video where I have talked in detail about try and except block. So this is going to capture the exception as E. Let's talk about error. Okay, and here I'll just use C equal to 1/0. And here I'm just, instead of printing, I'm just going to log it. Logger dot exception due to, let's do the formatting. Okay, let's see the module log. Yeah, so here it will not only capture your log labels, rather it will capture, along with that, it will capture the exceptions also, okay, with complete detail. So this is the message which I gave, right? Exception occurred due to division by 0. And that is what is the message, okay? And it goes under error by default. Okay. Yeah, so that's how you capture the exception in the log file. Okay, guys, so that's all about logging. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't understood some part, then please feel free to put in the query box. I'll definitely help you guys to understand it better. Okay, thank you so much. That's all for today. And those who have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.